All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to your AI threat briefing. We're cutting straight to the intel because, let's face it, the security landscape is changing fast, and we've got the very latest for you. The new frontline, it's not on any map. It's digital. And the battleground, it's been drawn pretty clearly. What we're fighting right now is the misuse of these incredibly powerful AI tools. Okay, so let's dive right in. We're about to unpack a brand new intelligence update, and it shows exactly how the bad guys are trying to weaponize AI. And honestly, these findings, they're something we all need to get our heads around. So where is all this information coming from? Well, that's what's so important here. This number you're looking at, 2, that's 2 years of dedicated threat analysis. So this isn't just a snapshot in time. Nope. This is the culmination of long-term tracking, watching how these malicious actors work, and more importantly, how they change their game over time. So what's the first thing that comes to mind? A rogue AI, right? Something out of a sci-fi movie acting all on its own. Well, you can just toss that idea out the window. That's not what the data is showing us. The real threat, it's a lot more subtle, and you could argue a lot more sophisticated, because it's this clever mix of old-school tactics and brand new tech. Okay, so how does it actually work in the real world? Let's pull back the curtain and look at their playbook. We're going to break down the specific operational workflow these actors are using to run their campaigns right now. Which brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How are threat actors really using AI? It's not as simple as them just pushing a big red button and creating chaos. No, the reality is way more methodical and, well, way more integrated into everything else they're doing. And this core strategy, it actually has a name. It's called the hybrid threat. And here's the key takeaway. AI isn't the entire weapon. Think of it more like a powerful new component that gets plugged into their existing arsenal of traditional tools. Things like websites and social media. It just makes their influence operations bigger, faster, and unfortunately, a lot more effective. So let's walk through what a typical operation looks like. It's basically a 4-step process. First, they generate the content. They use 1 or more AI models to whip up articles or posts. Step 2, they build the platforms. They take that AI-generated stuff and post it on websites, some new, some old, to make it look legit. Then, step 3 is all about amplification. They blast the message across all kinds of social media accounts. And finally, and this is the scary part, they evolve. They look at the results, see what worked, and then use different AI models to refine their whole approach for the next round. It's a full-on cycle, always learning, always getting better. And this is what leads us to one of the most important insights from this briefing. We're not talking about one-off attacks here. These aren't isolated incidents. What we're actually seeing are highly sophisticated, coordinated campaigns that stretch across the entire digital ecosystem. Listen to this. A key finding from the intel says, and I'm quoting here, "Threat activity is seldom limited to one platform." Just stop and think about what that really means for a second. An attacker can use one AI to generate some text, another AI to create a convincing image, post it all on a brand new website, and then use a whole network of social media bots and accounts to make it go viral. It's a seriously complex, interconnected web they're building. And this isn't just theoretical. We're seeing this play out in the real world. A recent case study, for instance, looked at a Chinese influence operation. And guess what? It followed this playbook to a T. They used multiple different AI models, they deployed their content across a whole network of websites, and then they amplified the heck out of it on social media. It is the textbook definition of this sophisticated hybrid workflow in action. So you're probably wondering, okay, if this intel is so important, why are you telling me about it? Why is this being made public? That's a great question, and there's a very deliberate strategy behind it. The reason is actually pretty simple. You can't fight what you can't see. The whole point of getting these findings out there is to arm everyone. We're talking tech companies, we're talking society, we're talking you, with the knowledge you need to identify and hopefully avoid these kinds of threats. This is all about building a collective defense, together. And that really leaves us with one final and I think crucial question to think about. We've seen their playbook, we've seen the hybrid tactics they're using, so as these AI-driven threats keep getting smarter and more complex, is our shared public awareness actually our strongest and maybe our best defense? That right there is the key takeaway I want you to leave with from today's briefing.